Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking in to buy a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-888-88-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. That's me, along with Barry the Boater. And believe it or not, we even have Captain Rusty with us right now. Rusty, how you doing, buddy? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. You're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel today. You had to bring me in, so we apologize in advance for having to pull me in today, right?
Well, hey, you fit right in with the whole mode of operandi that we operate with here at the World of Boating. If we apologize in advance, we can do whatever we want and get away with it. I love it.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel, does that mean I'm at the bottom of the barrel?
No, that means rum barrel. It's a rum barrel.
I am. Yeah,
okay, all right.
Mm.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, it has been.
Keel-hole me next.
Well, hey, don't make any.
Don't tempt you. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Don't make any promises. That would be ratings gold. Are you kidding me?
I know.
That'd be awesome. Live keel holing for the holidays of Barry the Boater. Man,
yeah.
Heck, I'd even tune in for that.
I just gave you a bad idea.
I know what I want for Christmas.
Yeah.
Anyway, it has been a while since we've had Captain Rusty on the World of Boating because he's been running boat businesses and making money. I mean, is things going well there at Jacksonville Marine and I don't know, Orlando or how many you have now?
So there's 3 stores. There's Jacksonville Marine and Blue Water Marine.
Yeah.
Blue Water Marine's Daytona, and then we have one in Orange Park, and then Fleming Island is Jacksonville Marine. But it has been going well. Actually, in Daytona, we've sold 12 boats so far this year, which is really good for this time of the year, this hidden boat buying season by far. So,
yeah, that's good. That's very good. Do people actually come in at this time of year, though, to the dealership and say, hey, I want to get my my buddy or my better half a boat to put under the Christmas tree? Have you had that happen?
Not very often. You would think getting a bow and putting it out in the yard, it'd be the thing. But it's like, I don't know if people are trying to adjust their finances before the end of the year or, for whatever reason. But they will buy a boat this time of year. But, of course, today, and I know Orlando's the same. It's like 80 degrees here. The sun's out.
Right.
Boats are all out on the lake, So in Florida, this is a beautiful time to be boating.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you even offer up those giant red ribbons that they do, for the cars? If they wanted to do something nutty like that and just have a boat in the driveway?
We'll do whatever it takes. We'll do whatever it takes.
He'll make the bow for you if you go into Jacksonville Marine.
That's what I thought they would. That's what I thought they would do, during this season, take from the car manufacturers.
Right. Well, exactly. It works. Whatever it takes. But sounds like, business has been good and that's been strong since Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, I assume, right?
Yeah, it has. It's been, you'll have these little dips and then it'll pick back up. But definitely it's not terrible. It's just not. It's not, it's also not like it was a few years ago, but I think it's normal, honestly. It's just kind of what it used to be before 2019.
Okay.
The marine industry, you've got all this stuff, everybody talks about before 2019 or before 2020. Then they'll talk about 2008, 2009. So you have like these little indicators that everybody compares stuff to.
Right.
So now I think we're just kind of in normal
mode. Well, you'll take it. I mean, you're still selling them, bottom end falling out or anything like that. So that's a good thing. And business is good. Yeah.
It is good. The next issue that you'll see, and this will be funny, but you watch it happens every year. Sometimes around boat buying will slow way down, probably around September, October, and people's excuse will be, I'm going to wait and see what happens during the presidential elections. So
you think?
they always, they did it last time. They'll quit buying for a little while to kind of see where that lands.
Interesting.
It never had that big effect on me. I didn't care who was president. I'd still buy a boat.
That's right.
Evidently, some people don't.
You know, the voting is the same no matter who's president. So
yeah.
But you know, it may affect. People think it may affect them financially one way or another. That might determine whether or not they feel they got the funds to splurge and get the vessel of their choice. I mean, I understand it. It makes a little bit of psychological sense, I guess. Barry, what do you think?
Do you think that boating picks up around March and April when people start getting their tax refunds?
It does.
Yeah.
You know, I think that combined with the weather, people, you know, especially in certain states where it's been cold, they're starting to see a little bit of green grass and a little bit of sunshine and warm air, and they just want to be outside. So, and even in Jacksonville, you know, January and February is not great. I can't compare it to Minnesota, but
right,
still not great. I'm not going out on the water during that time.
Yeah.
So
it is fun.
I think you put that with taxes, and they're ready to go.
Right. It is fun though when you're in Florida and you call your friends up north in January. He's like, golly, man, I had to put a jacket on today. I'm dying out here.
Yeah, it was 58 degrees, and I know in Jacksonville it was freezing a few days ago.
Yeah, you can only do this when you're on the phone with them, because if you're in, face to face, they'd probably stab you with a dull butter knife or something.
Yeah.
But it's a Florida thing for sure.
Yeah,
but,
you take a picture of yourself walking around in shorts and a T-shirt.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They hate you for all of eternity.
Yeah, that's right.
And on that positive note, I mean, are you doing anything special for the holidays yourself or dealer-wise?
So I'm going Whitey's, which is a little restaurant here right on the creek by where I live called Swimming Pen Creek. They have a boat parade tonight. They haven't had it in the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah. So tonight is back having the parade. So I'm going to go watch the boat parade.
Very good.
At some friend's house. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be nice, especially since it's a pretty day. But I do have something I've been trying to work through. Yeah. Maybe you guys can help.
Okay. Well, good luck.
This will sound a little strange, but I bought a new boat back in May, a new Chris-Craft 28 Calypso. I'm not attached to it like I was the one before it.
Right.
It's like I regretted selling my other boat.
Yeah.
And I'm just not. This is a better boat all the way around, faster, more horsepower, more features, everything. But I just can't fall in love with the boat.
Really?
I'm still in love with my old boat. Yeah.
I remember when you sold that, you were really conflicted because they kind of made you an offer you couldn't refuse, right?
I mean, are the lengths different, or are they just radically different in size, or is it just a little bit more work to take care of this one? What is the difference?
What do you think?
This one's deeper, a little bit bigger. It's got bigger motors. I've been trying to think how to explain this, and it's definitely just a connection. I think the other one was my first Chris-Craft. I guess it's kind of like your first love.
Yeah, it's really sentimental.
It.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
And so I would have kept it forever. This one, I'm considering selling it. Just from the standpoint, maybe getting a Cobalt or something different, because since I've had it, because I don't have this connection to it, I've been out like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. And
if you're going to invest a lot of money into a boat, you definitely need to use the boat, right? If not, you can't. Barry to understand this. I know from the standpoint, if you're trying to make the numbers work, they're not going to work if you're only taking your boat out 2 or 3 times a year.
He's right.
Just like per trip is like just a crazy number of what you're paying just to go out per trip. So I don't know. I'm really conflicted about it.
I think I got a solution. I think I know what he needs, Barry.
I know what you're going to say.
You do?
Yeah. Donate it to you.
Oh, wait a minute. That's even a better idea.
That's a better idea.
But no, I have an idea that might help Captain Rusty get that sentimental feeling back of owning his vessel. We'll talk more about it. Is this going
to be R-rated?
Yeah, probably. It's coming up next on The World of Boating. You've been warned.
listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Oh, jingle bells, Christmas trees, soon we'll be here. I can't wait till Christmas Day, I'm glad it's very near.
Christmas in the Caribbean, snowbirds fill the air.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Barry the boater, Captain Rusty rounding out the crew today as we navigate the latest boating news and information on this holiday weekend, which, by the way, next Saturday's broadcast, we have a special guest. If you're a fan of Deadliest Catch on Discovery Channel, definitely tune in. We have a captain who worked many years in the Bering Sea on a crab boat. That'll be kind of cool. Oh, and, of course, we got the Winterfest Boat Parade next Saturday. Tonight is Jacksonville Boat Parade. Is that the name of it, Rusty? Just Jacksonville Boat Parade?
Or what? Whitey's Jacksonville. Jacksonville was the downtown Jacksonville was the week after, or the right following Thanksgiving, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. This is Whitey's Boat Parade, little fish camp restaurant right here.
Oh, okay. Whitey's in Jacksonville. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
This will be interesting.
And you're just going to go watch it. You're not going to participate in it by dressing up your vessel with Christmas lights. Is that the case or what?
I'm just going to go watch. Go have a cocktail
and
watch boats go by with lights on them.
All right. Well, Barry, go ahead. What do you got?
If you check your local areas around South Florida, I think you're going to find a lot of towns and cities that are on the water will be having some kind of boat parade. If you recall, we went to one down in the Key Largo area.
That's right. Usually they have it on the same weekend, though, as Winterfest. So I'm thinking Key Largo might be next weekend, too, Barry. But, yeah, you can check online.
Okay.
And like you said, there's events going on all over the country, lakes, waterways, that kind of thing. Usually,
there for a long time, I would track all these parades, and I would end up with about 128 in the state of Florida over from Thanksgiving to up to Christmas.
Just in the state of Florida. There you go. See, I'm just, if you want to just start your own, I say just start your own. Get a few friends, go a raft up. Everyone throws Christmas lights on their vessel. Who's going to stop you, right?
You know,
Barry?
there's a quick way to do that. Is what you do is you come in from the Bahamas very fast in stealth mode.
Yeah.
And then you call the Coast Guard and FHP and all that, and you tell them that there's a boat
Santa's
coming
on
in with
his
illegal.
way.
And then you'll see all these boats come in with these white and blue lights trying to pull you over. You know.
Okay.
You get your own boat parade. You know.
I get it. Santa's bringing his own snow.
That's right.
I don't think that's snow. All right. Well, you know, that's one way to make a memory, and that was going to be my suggestion for Captain Rusty to develop that connection to his boat that he doesn't seem to have at this point compared to the one he had before. Yeah, you got to make some memories on this boat. You know, that might be, you know, taking, you know, your better half out on the water and having a special evening or something like that, and you know, sparks fly and you go, oh gosh, I'll never forget that time we were on the boat, right? And then you'll have that, or it could be something as simple as, you know, Barry the boater, you know, in a bikini on your boat that you can't unsee after it's happened.
That's Jerry the diver wears a mankini. I do not.
You wear nothing, is what you're saying, Barry.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
No, but
wow.
Is it really the boat, or do you think that you've just been really busy? Because you have a number of shops to deal with.
What say you?
You know, there's also a psychological side to it, and this gets a little deep.
Yeah.
But so I don't want to go too deep. But the boat is extremely beautiful. I mean, it's one of the prettiest boats I've seen. All the Chris Crafts are, and I'm just and I was raised pretty normal guy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a little uncomfortable with having a boat of that value and that price because it really is just not who I am.
Okay.
And you don't want to put so much as a scratch on it. What you need is a tough boat made out of plastic, like mine.
I need a normal boat. That, you know, I don't need the Ferrari or anything like that, you know, of boats. And I love Chris Craft. I love the brand. I love the way they look. I love seeing them, but it's just there's part of me I just don't feel like it's who I am as a person.
I'll tell you what, Barry has a 17-foot Triumph center console that he'd probably be willing to do an even swap. That he has, he has a real sentimental value connection to his boat, though. So I don't know. Am I speaking out of turn, Barry?
You could be, but it's okay. But no, what I'm saying is it just because it's so, it's not delicate, but it's just so pristine that you don't want anything to happen to it, or you do anything to it. You need something more like a work boat that if you get a scratch on it, you're not going to cry over it.
Well, I mean, literally, every time you pull up to the dock, every time you put it in the water, you walk around and make sure there's no scratches got on it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really enjoy boating. This is for me, but because I try to keep my boats, you know, that way. But it's also the aspect that I'm so afraid of anything happening to the boat that I can't enjoy the boat.
All right, here's what you do: you get a baseball bat. Give it a couple good whacks.
No.
And then you won't care.
Well,
I mean,
they always say that the first scratch and
of your truck.
the same.
That's what you do on a new truck. You just go throw a bunch of crap in the back, let it roll around while you drive down the highway and beat the hell out of it.
I mean,
and then you
the
won't
first
care.
time, the first time Greg put any bit of a heavy load on his
quiet.
truck.
Here we go. Here we go.
And it cracked the frame. It was. He said, he doesn't care now.
I didn't say I do that, Barry.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, I get it though, Rusty. I mean, it's quite an expensive boat. I mean, that Chris Craft you have is probably valued at what? Is it like 200 more, or 200 above, or?
It's around. So the boat, to buy the boat, you know, with the discounts and stuff, for somebody to go in and buy that boat is going to be around $420.
Ouch.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
$420. That ain't bad.
Mm-hmm.
I know. So it's an expensive boat, and I do well. I don't do that well.
Right. I gotcha. Well, it's a combo. You feel it doesn't really put it. You want to get away from the Thurston Howell the third kind of vibe, maybe that you're putting out.
Yes.
I gotcha. Yes. And you're a little worried about
voting.
it. Yeah. Getting scratched up and stuff. Yeah.
And as someone that we talk about this all the time with new boaters, what is it you're looking for when you go boating now? Has it changed from when you got your first Chris Craft to the one you have now?
What do you think?
I think that's exactly right. The first one, I'm just always been in love with the brand. I love the people who build the boats, everything about it. It's an amazing boat. But at the end of the day, I become like every other boater, especially with Crystal. She doesn't like to ride a lot in the boat. She wants to go from the boat ramp around under the bridge and sit at the sandbar all day.
Right. All right. That's way too much trouble. I'll tell you what, it is the giving season. So I'm going to take Barry's suggestion, and I'll take it off your hands, Rusty. I'll take it, and then you won't have to deal with this at all. Problem solved. Here, simple as that on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 PSI left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
You're so considerate, bringing all this holiday cheer to the neighborhood.
Wreck the malls this Christmas season.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Barry the boater, and Captain Rusty is tapped out and had been replaced with Mike the Mariner. Mike is in Sanford, Florida today on his vessel, and he's here to report firsthand on an incident that happened right there in his marina.
Wait, you got to make, if he's going to be breaking news, he needs a breaking news intro. Yeah.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't need that at all.
But, you don't?
Yeah, we don't.
I don't need that.
It happened a few.
There you go.
Wow.
I like that.
Barry, yeah. And Barry came prepared today.
Yes.
Wait, can you do that again?
Have you had that for like, wow. He's been waiting to do that for like 3 years now.
Now I had a reason to.
Breaking news.
So there was an incident in the Sanford or at the Sanford Marina last week that involved it's like a paddleboard cruiser or something. Is that right? Or
paddle? Not a paddle board. It's the paddle
boat.
Paddle wheeler.
Paddle wheeler. Classic river cruiser that they do night cruises, sunset cruises, dinner cruises, Christmas parties and that kind of thing. Fairly popular. What's the name of her again?
Oh, very.
What's the name?
The Barbara Lee.
Barbara Lee, right.
Is the name of the
and
boat.
we've talked about that boat before on the show. But they had an incident where they were coming back into dock after one of these parties, and the boat got away from the captain. Is that what happened? And took out some boats, or what?
It's almost exactly what happened New Year's Eve 2020 when I was actually on the vessel. We were pulling in to the slip, and the wind was out of the west, very, very strong. and it blew us over into the sailboats. And ultimately, they had to run the boat up towards the boat ramps and put the bridge down so people could exit the boat to the boat ramps. But same thing happened on Tuesday night. The winds were very high. They have a pusher boat, a little tugboat that they use to handle the bow when they're in a situation like that. But it didn't have enough power to overcome the windage. And it's basically a barge, so a flat bottom boat, and it's tall. It's 3 stories tall.
Yeah.
And it has two big paddle wheels on the back on the stern of the boat. So functionally, it actually, when you drive it, it drives like a normal boat. It has forward and reverse, and you can oppose it, and you can spin the boat in its own length and all that stuff.
Right.
But the fact that it's a flat bottom boat in high winds, it blew the bow over. There's nothing to stop the boat from weather vaning, and that's what happened. The boat ended up over in the sailboat nest over where the sailboat school is, and damaged a couple of boats, but nobody was hurt. That's the great news. Everybody was fine. I know the captain. He's a very, very competent, very, very good captain. And this is just one of those situations where it got away from him.
Right.
It would have gotten away from anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you know? I mean, until you get into what would be the red flag? Like, oh God, the winds are too much. We're going to have to do something else. I mean, I don't know. What are you looking at? What parameters?
Well, it's happened to me before. So, I mean, like, when you're approaching a dock and you have a plan going in, if you're really thinking through it, you're looking at the winds, you're looking at the currents, you're looking at all the elements that are going to affect you getting into the slip that you're going to. And many times, or sometimes you look at it and you go, there's nothing good that's going to happen here. Everything that's about to happen to this boat is going to be bad no matter what I do. So I'm going to stuff it in the slip as best I can because the weather conditions are just that bad. And that was probably what he was facing here.
Yeah.
I've faced it a lot. If you walk down the side of my boat, there's a couple of nicks and smudges on my gel coat that prove that it's happened to me before too.
Right.
But
and you can probably remember each incident like that. That little mark right there was December 22nd, 19. Yeah, whatever.
Every single one of those has a story.
Right. Exactly.
Every
Barry, what do you think?
Yeah.
Well, this time of year, the cold fronts finally make it down to Florida. And if you keep track of the weather before you're going out and you see a front's coming through, the winds that are prevailing from the east or southeast start to clock around as the front moves through.
Yeah, right.
And it starts to come from the west and then the northwest and then from the north. So, maybe it's something that I'm sure the captain does this, but it's for us other boaters that don't normally look at the weather. It's something that you ought to keep your eyes on because it will change rather rapidly as the front blows through.
Yeah.
There's another one that's supposed to blow through later on this week that's supposed to be pretty strong. So.
Well, I wonder in this case of the, what was the Sandra Lee? I don't know. That's from
Brenda Lee, Barbara Lee.
Brenda Lee? No. She was a country singer.
Yeah.
Barbara Lee.
Barbara Lee. I mean, in that case, did the captain say, gosh, we got to get more powerful bow thrusters or something? Is that
they
even
don't
an
have
option?
bow thrusters. No, it's not. There's no bow thruster on that boat. It's a flat bottom boat. It's a barge, basically with 2 paddle wheels on the back of the boat. There's no way you could install a bow thruster on that boat.
If Surprise had been there to help push the boat around, that might have.
Yeah. Well, how big was the pusher boat? I mean, do you know?
The pusher boats. I know the boat well. It's an 11. Well, no, it's about a 17 or 18 foot. Aluminum skiff with a 150 horsepower outboard on it.
17 foot.
Yeah.
It just didn't, and it's got a big pusher bar on the front with tire. It's a true little tugboat.
Yeah.
And it just didn't have enough power to overcome.
Maybe
that
a Craig
wind.
Cat would have done it.
No, Craig Cat would have been smashed like a bug.
Okay.
Yeah, smashed like a bug.
That's good you weren't out there.
I mean, you always try to plan for weather conditions like that. And in fact, when the winds are really, really strong out of the east in my marina, there are times when instead of pulling out of my slip and turning to the east and going through the fairway to hit the outbound channel, if the winds are really, really high, I'll let the bow weather vane to the west, and then I'll back out all the way down the fairway, because that's what the boat wants to do. Why fight it, right?
Right.
So you just have to work with the wind and work with the currents and just make it work for you. But there are times when you just can't do it. And this is, and again, let me reiterate: the captain of the Barbara Lee, very competent guy, knows what he's doing. There's not much he could have done except ram the seawall to make sure he got the bow in.
Right. Just did like a Captain Ron entrance.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That was his only option. And that boat weighs, I don't know, probably, it's probably 200 tons. I mean, it holds 150 people, has a full restaurant, and you don't just throw those boats around.
Yeah.
No. So,
well, look at the bright side. The people that had that Christmas office party will have one that they'll remember for years to come. Hey, remember that time we almost died?
And I read about it. The captain said that they would take care of all the repairs, make sure everything is shipshape.
Yeah,
sure,
they will. They absolutely will. And again, the same thing happened to us at New Year's Eve 2020. The exact same scenario. We were on the boat, actually, on the Barbara Lee that night, and I was standing actually next to the pilot house. Colleen and I were right there next to the pilot house. And as we made the turn, I just looked at her and I said, "We didn't make it." And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "We didn't make it. The winds got us." And so I said, "Let's go over to the other side and see what happens." And we did. And we ran right into the same sailboats they hit Tuesday.
Yeah, and see, it made for a great story. So that's what happens sometimes. You got to look at the bright side, right? More coming up.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Frosty the snowman had to hurry on his way.
Oh, Frosty.
But he waved goodbye, saying, "Don't you cry, I'll be back to jam one day."
Don't you get all slushy too?
Tum, tumpity tum tum.
Come on.
Tum, tumpity tum tum.
Come on.
Tum, tum, tumpity tum tum.
Hurry now.
Tum, tumpity tum tum. Tum, tumpity tum tum. Tum, tumpity tum tum.
What's the matter?
Too cold for me, man.
Frosty the Snowman.
Snowman. Listen, we go back to Jamaica. See it?
Great.
It's nice and warm.
I always wanted to see the town.
Yeah, I deal with it in the store out there. Too cold, man. Too cold. My feet, man, they're swelling up. See it? Too cold.
Happy birthday!
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick not here today. He's enjoying the holidays away from this crew because it keeps him more festive when he's away from us. He enjoys the holidays better when we're not around him. But we do got Barry the Boater and Mike the Mariner rounding out the crew for this holiday weekend. And we just covered an incident, that happened over at Sanford Marina there at Mike the Mariner's home base of operations for his vessel. And you got to keep your head on a swivel this time of year. A lot of boaters out there, just get out on the water this time of year. Haven't been out in a while, and things can happen, or the weather can get the best of them. People are out celebrating, having office Christmas parties and that kind of thing. So just be aware, as our little public service announcement that we like to share. And don't forget to give the gift of boating. It's always the right color, right size, and the gift that keeps on giving. Are you planning to do any of that yourself, Mike? Are you taking, I know you always are taking out your better half. They are out
we're
on the
going to
water.
stay we're staying on the boat tonight. We're not taking the boat out. We did take the boat out the week before last, and did a nice day cruise with some friends. But it's real close to annuals and haul out time, so
right.
This December is going to be kind of full of that. But there's probably going to be a weekend, maybe New Year's weekend. We'll probably take the boat out and
Do it
maybe
up.
do an overnight
Well,
trip.
where
Yeah,
you're
we'll
at
probably
in
do-
Sanford, I mean, Captain Rusty was talking about Jacksonville. They're having a boat parade there tonight, Whitey's Fish Camp or whatever it is. And then, I don't know, are they doing anything in Sanford this weekend or next weekend that you're aware of, or no, as far as like Christmas light boat parades?
I'm not really sure, because I have been in several boat parades here, but I have not heard this year about one being organized. The lady that used to organize it actually is the one that owns the sailboat school that got hit by the Barbara Lee on Tuesday. So she might be busy. I'm not really sure. but she's always organized the boat parade and done a fantastic job. I haven't seen any chatter, but I've also been very busy, so I might have missed it. So I'm
Well,
not
you
sure
just
if there's
do
a
your
boat
own.
parade.
That's what I was saying earlier. If you got another boating friend, or you just go out on the water and you throw some Christmas lights up. What's stopping you? Have you ever done that or no?
Yes. Oh, yes. I normally put lights on the boat and keep Christmas lights on the boat all season. And we will probably do that this weekend. I do have some LED Christmas lights on the boat ready to go.
Yeah.
And so we're probably going to do that tomorrow. We have a retirement dinner tonight for a friend. So, yeah, tomorrow's probably going to be boat dress-up day.
There you go. There's a new thing. I mean, this is kind of slightly off topic, but not really, because I don't know. Have you guys seen these new Govee lights that are taking over the country for Christmas lights that you leave up literally year round? And you put them up, they, line up along the edge of your, like the eave of your house, and they stick up there. But you leave them up year round because you can change the colors from like 1 to 1,000,000 different colors because there's that LED technology. So when you're, it's Christmas time, you make them Christmas lights. When it's regular, there's nothing going on, you can just have them as white lights or, amber lights to add, accent lighting to the home. And they're very low wattage because they're those LED things. And I'm thinking, I was looking at them the other day because I was like, hey, you put these up once, I never have to put up Christmas lights again. And then I'm thinking that would be great for boats. Wouldn't that work?
Flip a switch.
Yeah. And then you can change it to whatever theme you want to, you get for Halloween, you got your covered. If you just want to have extra lights for the vessel, you just line them up around the gunnels or some, like the cockpit of the thing there.
Send me a link to that. I'll do that tomorrow.
Heck yeah, man.
It would be interesting if it's marinized, though.
Well, they're designed.
Outside,
They are.
They're
designed to be outside
for fresh water when the rain's hitting them. So yeah, I guess that could work.
And once again, they're made to be up there year round too.
How do you get around the HOA rules about not leaving lights up all year round?
Well, I mean, they're kind of hidden because they're kind of those flat LEDs, so you don't really see them.
You just tell them to go on.
They're more almost like accent lighting on a home as opposed to Christmas lights. So you wouldn't necessarily see them. You'd stick them up under the eave, so you wouldn't even see the light itself. You just see the light that it puts out, and it kind of, you ring your entire house with them.
Well, yeah, then you could call them something like a safety light.
Right.
You know how people already put spotlights around their house for
that's
safety.
what I mean. Yeah, yard lights. I mean, I have those.
Yard lights, yeah.
Yeah. So the brand that I'm thinking of is Govee. They're probably the most popular. Govee, Govee, and that's not a paid endorsement, even though I wish it was.
So Greg's the Griswolds of his neighborhood now.
You know what? I used to be. I used to be back in the day. In my neighborhood, my whole goal for probably about 5 years in a row was to put up as many multicolored flashing lights as I could, because I wanted to have a light display that would trigger an epileptic seizure. That was my goal.
You wanted enough lumens to singe the grass in the front yard.
Yeah,
right?
So I had a goal, and I did it for about I did pretty good for about 3 years, and then after that, I was replacing so many bulbs, and I was so miserable during the Christmas season.
Yeah. I know how much he doesn't like to work. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And your neighbors had all had epilepsy. So
yeah, I was like, there's that whole lawsuit issue and all that kind of stuff. And
well,
disclaimers
you were
had to
talking
be
about
posted.
you were talking about giving gifts, Greg. I thought I had an idea for you, something you could give Mike.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Remember that Sharrow propeller that we've talked about in the past that looks like an egg beater?
Oh, the new design.
New design. Did it made Time's invention of the year?
Well, they also just voted Taylor Swift Person of the Year, so that doesn't hold much clout with me, my friend.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
But I digress.
The point is that if you can get in touch with them, maybe you could hook Mike up and do some kind of nice thing for him.
That sounds like a perfect job for Barry the Boater.
Bring them on as a sponsor. And we'll use my boat as the test.
Right.
There you go.
Yes.
I like it.
I will gladly offer my vessel Silhouette up for testing for as long as it takes. It could take 2, 3, 4 years.
At
Who
least.
knows, to
3 or 4 centuries.
You just want to be thorough in your testing process, for sure.
I'll be very, very
And once again, the name of that prop is what exactly, Barry?
Sharrow. SHARROW.
All right. If they're listening, they know what Mike wants for Christmas. So we'll go with that.
I talked with them at the boat show when we were down there.
When you offered your boat, did they tell you to pack sand or what?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured.
But they hadn't spoken to you, Greg, and you are the the big shining star here in boating.
All right. Way to burn those. Good point. I guess I could try. When you put it that way.
So the original designs came out for outboards, but the new ones are they've got some inboard versions coming.
Yeah, for bigger vessels like yours. All right, so you're on the list. Is that the naughty list or the good guy list?
It's always the naughty list.
It's just a list.
This is a nautical show, right?
Right. Yeah, true. Good point. And on that disturbing note, we're going to wrap it up. Till next time, remember, whether it's sail or motor,
Life is better as a motor.
Safe boating, everyone.
Come back here, you barnacle-bitten swab.
World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.